First, there was a snow ghost on top of a silver mountain. Now that ghost is your community host. A snow ghost wants to get the most out of you. 'Cause a better world begins with you.
Good evening, Worcester! Are you ready to rock and roll? To my right, your left, the world's loudest talk show host, the Snow Ghost, Bruce Russell!
Thank you, I love you too.
Hey Bruce, how's it going?
Very good.
Can we switch to camera 2? Here we are back in the studio. This is Mike Benedetti. I'm here with Nicole Belanger, and we're here to welcome everyone to the 100th episode of the Snow Ghost Community Show. Bruce, congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
Feels fantastic.
How the hell are you?
Pretty damn good.
Cool. We've been getting a lot of good feedback to the first 99 episodes of the Snow Ghost Show.
Yeah, we did.
And we're just ready to give people more of what they want.
That's right.
Well, Bruce, who is here today as guests for the Snow Ghost Show?
Kevin Consent, Grace Duffy, and Dave Macheski. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
We're very proud.
So, Kevin.
Yes.
How long have you worked at Common Grounds?
This is my second time around. I worked there for 3 years, about 6-7 years ago, and I've been there for 3 years again now, currently. So it's close to my house. I like it. Working in the community. I think I'd say the Pleasant Street neighborhoods and Chandler Street neighborhoods changed a lot over the years because of the work we've done, and it's good.
Is there any time when you feel like frustrated or think that things could move a little faster, or you find that things could be find out during your experience and that things kind of move kind of slowly?
Yeah, I think my biggest frustration is finding how to get residents involved more in the organization. So at this point, our organization isn't very resident-led and driven. And in past, we've had more residents on the board of directors. We've had more Latinos on the board of directors. And that's something I'd like to see, is have residents and business leaders involved in the organization making the decisions.
Do you think when you're trying to get a bunch of the community together, do you find that it's hard to find regulars in Worcester to want to come together and support the same thing that you're after?
Yeah, well, I think the challenge is to listen to see what people want to work on. So it's always harder to get people to do what you want. But if you can listen to what everyone wants and find common themes or ideas or projects folks want to work on and bring those folks together, I think that's the ideal world. And that's where an organizer brings people together, finds folks along Mason Street, finds folks along Chandler Street, on Piedmont that are all concerned about the same issue, and then work on it together.
So really the areas you're covering are kind of like developing the ones that has no houses on it, and the ones that just need to be rebuilt back up to where they once were before the housing boom, I understand, fell down like in '86. Is that correct?
Right. Part of our work is dealing with abandoned buildings in the neighborhood. So I'm sure you know some of the buildings or empty lots along Piedmont Street in Austin that now have buildings on them, or vacant buildings that are
I mean, just like Main South by McDonald's there, that used to be that nursing home.
Similar to what things have happened in Main South. We work more in the Chandler, Pleasant, Jakes Ave area and what have you.
What is it there near your left hand? It looks suspiciously like a cake.
I don't really know it.
Is it a
I
cake?
think that's a cake, Bruce.
Oh yeah, it's a cake.
It's a beautiful cake for your 100th show.
That's right. I think I should turn it around this way because I'm looking at it upside down. The 100.
So it actually looks like your first show.
Actually, it looks like 01 if you look at it back. So let's make it look like it's actually what it's supposed to be.
Can we lift it up so we can see it on the camera? Look at that. It's our first show.
Hooray! We should thank our guest.
No, actually, we're here celebrating our 100th show today.
Well, I was going to say we should thank our guest, Grace Duffy, for baking that cake.
It was no problem.
Grace.
It's 100% vegan.
That's fantastic.
So my next question is to Grace. How you like living in New York?
I like it, but it's no Worcester. Worcester beats New York hands down.
In what
New York
ways?
New York is very expensive. It costs a lot of money. And New York has no snow ghost, so I would definitely say it's lacking there. Also, when I'm in New York, I have to go to school, and that kind of sucks. So I don't do that here in Worcester. Do you like New York?
I do, and then there's some things I like about it, some things I don't like about it. I mean, there's like some things I like about Worcester and some things I don't like about it. I guess that's really just said to be about any place you are. I mean,
What don't you like about New York?
it's just like got really dirty over the last, I don't know, last 20 years or something. And it seems like there's a lot more violence than it was.
Yeah. You know what's pretty cool, though, that they do have in New York? They have this thing where they're trying to reclaim common space, so they organize all these community things. And in Bryant Park, they had a huge pillow fight where everyone was invited that I couldn't go to because I had class. But earlier in the year, I didn't hear about this, they had a massive, the whole city was invited, where everyone would go Pirates versus Ninjas fight, where anyone who came could dress as like a pirate or a ninja and just fight.
Who won?
Of course, the ninjas. Like, hands down. First of all, it's much easier to dress as a ninja. You just wear all black clothes.
The pirates have birds, though.
Yeah, but ninjas have super speed. You know, they're trained fighters. They're assassins. Pirates are just.
Pirates have peg legs.
Yeah.
Did you go to the movies while you're in New York?
Yeah. I saw the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie, and I saw Pan's Labyrinth for my Spanish class. I think that was it. No, and I saw Disturbia, which is like a remake of the movie Rear Window. Have you seen Rear Window?
Yeah, I seen the first one.
Yeah, well, this is like a modern day remake, and it was actually pretty good. I was impressed. It has that guy from Even Stevens in it, so that was pretty cool. But the movies are expensive, like I said. New York is expensive. So, have you seen any good movies lately?
I think the last good movie I actually saw on Star, some of the movie channels is probably Nardi. Probably one of them I've seen on there, and I did see Saw 3. I thought that was like the best one they did.
Have you seen 28 Days Later?
No, I haven't.
I saw the sequel twice, 28 Weeks Later. Zombie movies are pretty awesome.
Hey, I got a question for Dave. What's the first thing you know, Dave? I sure we're gonna leave it there.
Bruce, we've been over this a lot before.
Oh, this answers the question. It's a simple question.
Leave it there. Move the cake over here.
You feel like Common Grounds has some issues to work on, or?
Well, I guess wondering what you think would help the neighborhood. What should Common Ground be working on that would help out?
No, I just think that, you know, it's like disgusting when you walk downtown. It's like you see all like boarded up buildings or like dirty thing, and it's not all like. I don't think it's always Common Ground's fault or responsibility. I think a lot of the city can be involved in that, but you know how the city works. You know, they're all after. Their only interest is making. If they can make $1 or something by collecting garbage, they will sell it for $1.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's what I think they would do. A lot of these like.
Wait, could you explain that again about the garbage?
Yeah, I feel like they can go around in charge, like when it's like when they let me repeat this. What I'm going to say. I think when they do these like affordable housing. I think they try to do a poorly job, because I think it's like processed lumber, very dangerous, like electricity, because it's all like not full grade. It's like they want something to happen, but they're not willing to take the fault if something like a fire happens or something or the building burns up. And I just think it's very like cheaply maintained and very cheaply done, because they try to make money off it. And they're spending all this money and turn around and they try to make a big cash profit. And then they can say, well, the next board meeting or the next budget meeting, well, Worcester has no money, but they're like, oh, we got to close down this school, but we got to spend $10 million on a city courthouse that the city doesn't really need.
Well, one of the things we're working on now is trying to keep the pools and beaches open. So the city's proposing to close pools and beaches. And, you know, like you said, money on the courthouse, money on City Square, money at Union Station, Washington Square.
Has anybody really took this? Here's a solution. If maybe instead of going to like this city and asking for the city's help, I think that some of the community everybody in the community has a job to do, and maybe go around where they petition or just kind of like get some private votes or something like that, just to keep the pools over for that summer.
Well, I'd actually disagree. I think one of the things that I've seen happen through the years in Worcester is we have a skit online about this. It's called the silver platter and the tin cup. And so what a lot of us feel is when we're looking at downtown developers and we're looking at fixing up things, the city puts out the silver platter for the developers. And so there's a TIF for them, there's block grant funding for them, there's this, you know, we're gonna put in some public money, you know, we're gonna fix the sidewalks in front of City Square for you. So there's a silver platter for the developers.
Right.
But when the community wants the pools open, or the community wants to keep the beaches going, here's a tin cup, and we're the ones that told you go and you beg for money here and you beg for money there and you go find.
It's kind of like being a homeless person begging for change.
Yeah.
Because they want you to feel that way.
Yeah. So I'd like to get the silver platter sometime.
Right.
You know, and give City Square the tin cup.
Right. This is true too.
Grace Duffy, are you ready to take a shot?
At what?
Do you have any questions or issues that you'd like to consult Bruce on?
Yeah. Bruce, what do you think about vegans? This is a vegan cake that we're having. It's a Isa Chandra Moskowitz recipe. She's from Brooklyn. I want to say Brooklyn. Yeah.
Brooklyn. She's on Brooklyn Cable Access, in fact.
Yeah, she's on community access television, but she's vegan. What do you think about vegans?
Well, I'm vegan to try it.
Nice. That's a good response. Yeah.
You're a vegetarian, though, right, Bruce?
Yeah, but
100% vegetarian?
no, I would say probably about 80%. I'd probably say, let me narrow it down to like this. I'd say probably 30% that I'm vegetarian, and probably the rest of them I'm just strictly just too mental.
Do you have any advice for Dave? I think Dave craves your advice.
Yeah. Do you have any advice?
Yeah, live the dream. You know, I believe there's a easier solution out of everything. Our life doesn't have to be that complicated.
So, the title of your new album, can we talk about that? Or
Sure.
Is that a secret?
No, we can talk about it.
What is the title?
Can you talk about it? I think you should tell us about your new album title, because I'm a fan. So,
It's called Despair, Death, and Redemption.
why Redemption?
Well, because I believe everybody's looking for redemption in their life.
And when will this album be released?
Probably soon. When you make a fool out of yourself live, it brings the best out of you in the studio.
It's good advice.
You talking about the show here now?
Yeah, that too. I got you guys. I got you guys to thank for that too. So
That's true.
I couldn't do this alone without you. So
We're sitting here.
we have a gift for the show, who is sponsored by Mike Leslie. Happy birthday, Mike Leslie.
What's the gift?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Wow.
I think you should hold that up for the camera.
Bruce should hold it.
Yeah.
Should hold it up, Bruce.
The Snow Girls mouse pad.
Wow.
Wouldn't you all like to have one of these?
Looks like it's a hologram.
One of a kind, huh?
That's right.
You see it down there, Dave?
Kevin, do you have any words for the people of Worcester?
Organize. Let's get out there.
Those are huge slices.
Oh my God.
For 10:30 in the
Grace or
morning.
Dave, do you guys have a message for the people of Worcester?
Dave, here's yours. I want cake on mine.
I would like the mouse pad.
All right.
I think the people of Worcester should support me in that.
Well, I think this
To
is the
contact
end
the
of show.
Snow Ghost Community Show, email thesnowghost@gmail.com or leave a comment on our blog at wccatv.com/snowghost. To leave a voice message that we can play on the show, call 508-471-3897.
It's vegan. It's healthy. There's no calories.
I should get the biggest piece.
No
I know,
egg, no
but it's
milk.
10:30 in the morning.
As my dad put it, it's an ingredient.
I think that one was.
I should get the biggest piece, Mike. I should get this one right here.
Take this one here. Yeah, how much do you want? So you guys can take your mics off and stuff at this point too. Or you can actually
Not quite as
let's
much as
record a let's record a
Both
little bit
sides,
of
Kevin's
let's
side.
record a little bit here too,
Just in case.
just in case, because I think I'm gonna have to cut some parts out of the part before.
Just in cake.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Nobody can hear what I'm saying. Though, so it's not like I can ask you questions. But this one kind of fell apart.
Sorry.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
Grace hasn't gotten any yet, though.
Yeah, give me some cake.
You want a small piece or a big piece?
Knock yourself out.
That is good size.
So Grace, do you appreciate sort of the character of New York City? I remember when I lived in Manhattan, and I would just come home from a long trip.
Another one, Dave?
I'm in the upper, I'm in a really
That's
snobby
not-
neighborhood. So it's pretty close to Harlem, and people are terrified of going there by accident. So that's pretty cool. But the neighborhood I am in is characterless. And
We're too far east. Turn it around.
I think a couple of times I've gone back to finish this album. We gone a couple ago. We always go through New Jersey, but before coming back, we always go
what are you doing?
going through Harlem and stuff like that.
Well, I live on the one. The one stops right in front of my dorm. But if you go on the 2, which is express, and you don't get out at 96, it'll veer the wrong way, and you'll end up in a place where apparently you don't want to be. That's what they told us during orientation, so it's a dangerous life.
One thing I can say about Harlem, every time I've gone through there, coming back to Worcester, first thing comes to my mind is Harlem. It's hum.
It's great, awesome.
Thank you. Mike, you're vegan. Compare this to other vegan food. Whoa.
Is that raspberry?
Give me your mic, Dave. What was the question, Grace?
Oh, how is this compared to other vegan food?
This cake?
Yeah,
This is a delicious cake.
thank you.
It has many different textures and flavors. It's not just Bruce, you ever have a cake where it's all just cake all the way down?
Yeah,
What do you think about that?
pretty cakey.
That's exactly what I think.
It's
Sometimes
very-
you get the cake and the icing, right?
All right.
Here you got the icing, the sprinkles, the little
Little
lacy stuff here around the edge.
Little Jimmy's.
Could you point out to the lacy thing? Nobody can see it back there. Plus, there's some kind of raspberry.
We're our
stuff
raspberry
between
filling right here.
Yeah.
There's some kind of raspberry stuff between the two layers.
Yeah, I know.
Surprisingly, it's really hard to find non-vegan cake decorations.
I know where she got.
Because what it's gonna, well, that's
all
actually, I guess, could have butter and stuff in it.
I know where she got the icing from.
Where?
She got it on top of a Silver Mountain because that's right good because all the ice in the world.
I just want to say,
Surprise.
Isa Chandra Moskowitz is a genius. This cake, the proof is in the cake.
That's right.
As you like to say, it all comes out in the cake.
All right. I got one thing to say. I wouldn't know this is a cake if Grace didn't make it herself.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Is this the only cooking show on Channel 13, or are there other cooking shows?
No, Cooking with Georgia.
Cooking with Georgia.
Hey, I have one thing to say.
What's that?
I think we should get one with the Snow Ghost and Scott and Dave, because that way it would just be the perfect serenity.
But I think the Snow Ghost should make Dave talk.
I think Dave should wear the same shirt.
All right.
Dave should wear all green. Dave should wear a green bodysuit. He'll be the Invisible Man.
What's your next show? Do you have a scheduled one?
No, not yet.
You have any suggestions, Kevin?
I'd love to see some folks from City Hall on the show. Or maybe you get Hermes Yanis back.
Who's that?
Should do a show just on knock-knock jokes. You got any knock-knock jokes?
No, I
Bruce
don't.
doesn't tell knock-knock jokes.
No?
It's beneath him.
Oh, I have a knock knock joke.
All right, let's
All
hear.
right, my knock knock joke is knock knock.
Who's there?
Lemmy.
Let me go.
Let me call you sweetheart. That's it. I thought that was for you.
First, there was a snow ghost on top of a silver mountain. Now that ghost is your community host. A snow ghost wants to get the most out of you. 'Cause a better world